Anyway, for the FTW title, it was Hook versus Shibata versus Jericho. And within the first 2 minutes of the match, Hook was pulling out a table. They've learned nothing from Eddie Kingston, as we'll get to in a second. Eddie Kingston on a fucking stupid New Japan show in front of a few thousand people takes a suplex on a table and breaks his leg and blows his knee. And so they decided, oh, it's a good idea. We'll have 15 people go through 15 tables on this show. Why was Shibata even in this?
Why was he in this? Because he's part of the big mix now.
So Jericho pulled out a bag of dice and sprinkled them everywhere so they could suplex him over and over into them. And that can't be comfortable. And then they started throwing the dice at him, and they were bouncing off him into the crowd. You could hear them pegging the announcer's desk. Somebody could get their eye put out. If there were any smart individuals in this crowd, there would be a lawsuit for some kind of fucking lost vision in Las Vegas, for fuck's sake. Can you imagine going to see Cirque du Soleil and the trapeze artist tennis shoe flies off and hits you in the mush? And then they got kendo sticks and beat on Jericho. I wrote, why am I watching this garbage? Shibata pulled out a table and put it in the ring. There's 2 hours and 45 minutes left in this fucking fiasco, and I zipped ahead to the finish, which was that Hook got a choke on Jericho and Big Bill saved and got on Hook in front of referee Aubrey Ed, who was helpless as usual because it's no DQ. And then Hook suplexed Big Bill off the apron of the ring, threw a table on the floor. And if Big Bill had landed with his head 6 inches to the right, the table legs would have impaled his face.
That was scary. I watched that several times, and someone put it on Twitter as a clip you could watch over and over again. I've never seen anyone land that close to being impaled.
Well, because the legs of the thing are not going to break. The legs, theoretically, if you hit it just right and the furniture decides to cooperate with you and you hit it in the middle, the legs spread out at the bottom. But in this case, they were a little bit farther over to one end. And the way it broke, the legs were standing up straight. And again, his face, it went right by him, about 6 inches. So it would have a certain brain damage, I would think, if nothing else. But he's fine. Anyway, so Jericho got the walls on Shibata, and Shibata turned it into almost a figure four. But then Hook got the choke, and then a ninja jumped in the ring in black pants, black sweatshirt, black hood, with a garbage can, and beat up Shibata and beat up Hook both, and then unmasked. And it was Brian Keith, not the actor who played Uncle Bill in Family Affair, but the bounty hunter Brian Keith. And then Hook beat him up and shit-canned him, but Jericho put the garbage can over Hook's head and pinned him 1, 2, 3. And I wrote, this is almost makes me feel bad and embarrassed for Tony, because he's trying to fix what he's fucked up about the booking by doing twice as much of it. Every match on this show, complete overbooked, as the kids say. Too confusing, too much, too many twists, too many turns. If Tony is doing these finishes, he's an idiot. And if he's letting the wrestlers do these finishes, he's a bigger idiot, because they're sabotaging his company. Because if you let all these egotistical, think they're stars fucking assholes that ain't over and ain't smart do everything they want to do, this is what you end up with, and you got nowhere to go.
Jericho's like if Randy the Ram had that Necro Butcher match, but it wasn't for money, it was just to prove himself to someone.
Yes. Except Mickey Rourke was in better physical condition when he shot that movie.